Hello and welcome to the Boxing Insider, where this week we've got a very special show, Tyson Fury against Dillian Whyte, and we're here at Wembley Stadium.
$32 times his biggest purse and he wants more. Come on.
It's a good job he never come, because him and his family and his entourage will look very stupid today, and they probably would have been a punch-up.
I would be surprised if Fury hasn't got rid of him after 5 or 6 rounds.
We're here at Wembley, where this huge fight between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte will take place on the 23rd of April, a fight you'll be able to hear live and exclusive here on talkSPORT. And we've spoken to the Gypsy King. In fact, we spoke to him before anybody else at the press conference. Let's hear from him now.
Absolutely ecstatic, can't believe it. The boys are back in town, 4 years in the making. I've been away on the road for 4 years in Las Vegas, Los Angeles. I've been all over the place. And I'm glad to be back home in the capital city, boxing at the biggest stadium in the country. So it's very, very, very exciting for me.
Just what does that mean to you, fighting again in the UK at the National Stadium? It's been a long time since fans got to see you in person, fans here in the UK.
For sure, you know, we had those great nights in Las Vegas. A lot of fans turned out for that. And you know what, it's down to me to come home and put on a big fight here in the UK and give all the fans that travelled abroad and all the fans that couldn't travel the opportunity to come and see me in the flesh and see the fight. It's going to be an absolutely epic night. I've been told it's open to 103,000 people, which is the biggest gate attendance in British boxing history by far. And it's going to be an electric night. I cannot wait. The Gypsy King returns home to the throne, and a defence against an all-British showdown. Cannot wait.
When it comes to Dillian Whyte and this fight, we're really pleased it has been made. Anthony Joshua is suggesting that he's willing Dillian on in this fight. Has that surprised you?
No, it doesn't surprise me, because they're both beaten fighters. They've both lost a couple of times, and I'm the only undefeated one left on these shores. And I suppose they would want me to be like them, beaten, but it's not happening. So that's why I can see them clubbing together. All of them will be clubbing together because they want to see me lose a fight. But that ain't happening because the big GK don't do losing.
What do you think happens next with Anthony Joshua?
I have no interest and no real concern. It's not my career and not my job to be worried about that sort of stuff.
Let's talk about today. We're here at the press conference. As far as I can tell, no Dillian Whyte so far. No word from Dillian Whyte since this fight was made.
Yep.
What have you made of that?
I haven't really made a lot to it. Dillian Whyte's he doesn't have a lot to say in his career anyway. He's a bad talker. So even if he was here, he wouldn't be doing much talking anyway. He's like, no one really cares or listens to what he has to say at all. It's really unimportant and irrelevant. But people are here to see me. They're here to see the show. That is the Gypsy King, and it rolls on to Wembley. So whether Dillian Whyte wants to attend these events or not is not really my concern, because I can do my media commitments gladly. Many as they want, not a problem.
Well, we're really glad to hear that, Tyson.
Yeah, fantastic.
And when it comes to this 80-20 split,
yeah.
I mean, what do you make of that? Because Dillian seems very unhappy, but
well,
I guess
I'm not sure, you know. Very greedy, it sounds, again. He's getting his highest payday, over $8 million. Last purse was 250 grand. So, you know, I don't know what that is. How much is that more? How many times more is that? How many 250 grands can you fit in 8 million? Quick maths, come on, snappy. Come on, you went to school, I didn't.
16? No, 32.
32 times
helped us out there.
His biggest purse. 32 times his biggest purse, and he wants more. Come on, the man who's won the British heavyweight title is his biggest title he's ever won, and he wants more money. Have a rest, have a day off, will you? Not only is Dillian getting his biggest payday, I'm getting my biggest payday as well. So fantastic stuff from Frank Warren and BT Sport. They give me a lot of money for this fight, and I'm really, really happy. And you know, I'm here to put on a show. I'm here to entertain, and that's what we do. We get down, we throw down, and we give everything. The fans are going to see a really good fight on the night, and I cannot wait to punch his face in.
So what has Dillian Whyte been saying? Well, Dillian Whyte hasn't said much in the build-up, and he didn't even attend today's press conference, deciding to stay in Portugal. Fortunately for us, we did get the take of a number of different pundits in attendance, and we got their thoughts on Whyte's absence.
I didn't think he was going to come, because I don't think he fancies coming. He asked us some ridiculous demands and so forth. I mean, at one stage, well, not a couple of days ago, that we can't even use his image on a poster. I mean, what is that all about? We're paying him $8 million, plus he's got a $4 million upside if he wins. It's outrageous. But it is what it is, and we get on with it. As long as he's there on the night, that's all that matters. It'll be a good fight. One thing I won't take away from him is his boxing ability. You know, he will come to fight. He's a warrior. But the rest of it leaves a lot to be desired. It's unprofessional. It's not the industry norm. I've never ever been involved, nor ever seen a big fight of this nature, or for that matter, any fight where the challenger or one of the top, the two guys, one of them doesn't show up. I've never heard of it.
Can you understand it at all? Because yes, he's frustrated about the 80-20 split, but then when you look at the amount of money he's going to earn for this fight and the amount of money he's going to earn if he wins the fight, it'll be enormous compared to what he's earned before.
Well, I didn't determine the 80-20 split. That was done by the WBC, and that was done because his previous purses were lodged with the WBC. The highest he's ever been paid, according to what he lodged, was 500 grand. The last one was 3, and Tyson's last fight was 20 million. So who's an attraction and who's not? That's the bottom line of it, and that's how they determine what the bid is. Irrespective of that, Usyk got 20% when he come and fought Joshua. He showed up at the press conference, and like a fighting man he is, won the fight, and now he's in the big time. And he had some serious pedigree with him, coming up from the cruiserweight division. Tyson, when he went and fought Klitschko in Germany, he got 8 times less than what he's getting, Dillian, for the world title. Joshua, when he fought against Charles Martin, he got less than Dillian got, but he won the title, and then that's what happens. You go out there, you go and fight to win. Same with when Tyson went to the States to fight Wilder. He took the short end of the stick. That's what happens. You go out there, you've got belief, do it. Ruiz took the short end of the stick. Second fight against Joshua, done well. That's what fighting men do, and I don't get any of this stuff.
They don't want to have a meltdown in front of Tyson, do they? Because they know Tyson is the king of the ring, but he's also the king of head games, and he's just not intelligent enough to deal with Tyson. And it's a good job he never come, because him and his family and his entourage will look very stupid today, and they probably would have been a punch-up. You know what I'm saying? Because we come prepared. We're all Spartans and warriors. I'm an old man. I'm not my son. Never was, never will be, but I'll have an old scrap. These people talk the walk, but they don't want to walk the walk. We will talk the talk and walk the walk, win, lose, or draw. And I think that's what they didn't want here today. We come in force, we've got a good little crew here with us. We wasn't bothered about having a scrap. But that's by and by. That's the small talk of it. But the main thing is he couldn't deal with Tyson's brain power. That was what it was.
Disappointed is not the word. I mean, I'm absolutely flabbergasted by a man who's been trying to get a world championship fight for 4 years. He gets it, he's being paid £6 million, and yet he didn't turn up at the press conference. He's not cooperating with the promoter. It's unprecedented, unheard of, and dear old Muhammad Ali must be spinning in his grave that anybody fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world is shy.
I think if it's tactics, or whether it's him staying in Portugal to train or focus on his camp, or whether he just doesn't want to get involved in the verbal side of things, I'm not quite sure. I think it would have been nice for him to be here. I think that's what everyone expected, the media, the team, but it is what it is.
It doesn't make any sense at all. It's about money, isn't it? And it's wrong in my view. I wish there was a way of fining people for not turning up to things like this. I think it's unprofessional. Dillian Whyte will have his own reasons when he gets to fight week to tell us why. I'm sure it's not what he wants to do. I'm sure he didn't want to avoid Tyson Fury. It's an opportunity to stoke the fire 8-9 weeks out before the fight, James. So it doesn't make any sense at all. And I've been kind of trying to trawl the archives to see if this has happened before, and it's just not normal.
Were you as a team expecting him to come today, or did you always know in your heart of hearts that he probably wouldn't be turning up?
Yeah, no, definitely. We all turned out in force, took up a full carriage on the train, expecting it to go off today, but obviously it's a no-show. And that's up to him. Like Tyson said on the stage, it's doing himself an injustice, because when we look back in time at this, mammoth event, there's going to be no pictures of Dillian Whyte, there's going to be nothing of Dillian Whyte, and it's going to be his own fault for not turning up to events like this.
So we now know that Tyson Fury will be taking on Dillian Whyte on the 23rd of April here at Wembley Stadium. But how do we get to this point? There's been plenty of obstacles to navigate along the way. The man who won the purse bids and the right to stage this fight is promoter Frank Warren. Talk us through how we got to this fight between Whyte and Fury, because it felt for a while like it may be a different opponent. It looked like it may be Usyk at one point, but we're here now. So take us through the steps since that Wilder fight.
Well, he was originally Tyson back in early December. he's only had one fight in 2 years. So back in early December, we were going to put him in, give him a fight in February, but obviously the board shut everything down for COVID. In between that, the WBC then said that Dillian Whyte would be their mandatory challenger after he'd been moaning and bleating. Was it 1,200 days? Got his opportunity. He then said to all the promoters concerned that you've got a period of time to negotiate the terms of the fight. Couldn't agree to terms, so then they put it out to purse bids. They determined the 80-20 split based off of their previous purses I've just mentioned. We've won the purse bid. We complied with the terms of the purse bid, put the $4 million in deposit, gave them the date and venue, and we had 21 days to put the boxers' purses in. Contracts in. Tyson's went straight in, and the other hour we got Dillian Whyte signed, and that's it. So he's for what he's doing is just ridiculous. He's supposed to be helping to promote the show. That's how he gets paid. That's where the money comes from. We don't just pull it up from nowhere. We got to make this work now, and it's just dreadful that he's doing this. I don't know whether it's him or the people behind him or what, but it is what it is, and we move on. Thankfully, we've got a fighter who can carry the whole thing on his big, broad shoulders because he's such a mega personality.
Have you got any concerns about the fight at all in terms of whether Dillian Whyte will turn up for the press conference for the main event, the weigh-in? I mean,
well, you don't weigh in, you don't fight. You weigh in, you don't fight.
Are you confident this fight will happen, though?
I'm confident it'll happen. I mean, some of the demands they've asked him, the money they was asking for, to be paid to them for some reason. We've got to give them money up front. Why? Where's that ever been in a purse bid? That's why you have a negotiation period. You couldn't agree terms. You was being smart asses, so you went for the purse bid. Your promoter put in a bid nearly 10 million less than we did. Had we not bid, you'd be getting 2 million less. There's an upside for you fighting on a Queensbury show.
We know that Tyson Fury is a massive favourite for this fight on the 23rd of April. Here at Wembley Stadium, how's it going to play out? Does Dillian Whyte stand any chance?
He's just going to play with him. Just like a cat to play with a ball, or will he play with him? And when he thinks he's had enough of the games, he'll knock him out. Tyson can knock him out anytime he wants. To be honest with you. I don't think, to be honest and truthful with you, he's a good kid. He's done this and done that, but he's not boxed the people Tyson's boxed. He's not had the world experience at the top level as what Tyson has. Tyson's just too good in all departments. He'll come with swinging and blaring. When he runs out of ideas, he'll get sick of himself, and that'll be it. I see him quitting on the stool, tell you the truth. He's not going to want to be carried out. He'll quit on the stool. My arm's gone. It's happened before, hasn't it?
I think there's going to be a knockout, and I think it's going to happen before round 6.
In Tyson's favour?
In Tyson's favour, yeah.
Why do you feel so strongly about that?
I've trained alongside him. I've seen, physically and mentally how he is in the gym and what he does, and I just feel he's going to have too much.
This fight will go whichever way Tyson wants it to go, because the golfing class here is completely different. You've got one man who's going down as an all-time legend, and another man who's just a mandatory. That's all Dillian Whyte is in the opposite corner. He's here, he's come to collect his few quid, take a beating, and that's it. After this fight, you won't be hearing much of Dillian Whyte ever again. I'll be surprised if he boxes again after this.
Well, it's an old cliche. Whyte has got a puncher's chance, but I'm afraid he's not in Fury's league. I would be surprised if Fury hasn't got rid of him after 5 or 6 rounds.
Yeah, great fight. I'm expecting Dillian Whyte to come in angry, aggressive and hungry. He's got a lot to prove on the world's biggest stage, so if he can do it, now's his time to deliver. I'm all ready for a war, a 12-round war or a 1-round demolition. Either way, he's getting
I wanted to ask you, what is your approach going to be to the fight? Because when you look at the victories you had in the past, they've all come in completely different manners.
Yeah.
What approach are you taking into this one, though?
I'm taking into the same approach as I've done for the last so many fights. Knockout, heavyweights, Kronk style, Sugar Hill, baby. That's what we do. We don't, after the boxing decisions of late, we're not looking to do any points things or anything like that, because we know that our destiny in life can be changed with one wrong decision, and that's what I'm not about. I'm here to just take it away from anybody's hands. My destiny is holding in my own hands, and I've always said it. We hold our own destiny in the 2 hands that we have, and it's going to be a really good fight. If Mr. Whyte comes in ready to rock and roll, and the fans are in for a real treat, because I'm on the front foot and I'm banging.
So a brilliant day here at the press conference for Tyson Fury against Dillian Whyte. The Gypsy King on brilliant form when he spoke to him earlier before anybody else did. Dillian Whyte, a real shame he couldn't attend. It would have been great to get his thoughts. His silence has gone on for far too long, and we understand he wants more money to take part in these promotional events and sell the fight. He's earning $8 million. He should have been here to promote this fight, the biggest payday of his career. The good news is this stadium will be jam-packed. 100,000 fans here at Wembley on the 23rd of April, live on talkSPORT. Dillian Whyte looking to cause an upset, but by the sounds of things, Tyson Fury is ready to put out yet another statement to the heavyweight division. Don't forget to check out our interviews in full from today's press conference here at Wembley, and like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content from across the talkSPORT network.